Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and after some thinking, I've decided today we will do the epilogues of Central Gondor and complete the Hidden Deed. So we're actually gonna begin with the Ringló Vale. We're gonna take a swift travel there. And we're gonna do the epilogues in the same order in which we entered each area of Central Gondor, so that is Ringló Vale, Dorenernil, and Lebennin. We're back at the town of Ethring. This epilogue you can only unlock after you complete the quest line with Roamingstar in Dorenernil. But once you do that, you will unlock this, Restless Souls.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Drugât has returned to the Vale. It is true, I have seen him with my own eyes near Dar Matum. I did not think he would try anything more after we defeated him in Nimrod. This explains the recent movement of dead and orcs. He must be secretly planning something in the darkness recesses of Nimrod. Will you venture to Nimrod and vanquish Drugât once and for all? So, we did confront Drugât, we defeated him. He vanished, but once again the dead are not fully gone. That was had happened with Nersus before. Nersus was only fully banished after Roamingstar intervened. But Drugât is still lurking around, as you can see. So, well, let's see how this goes this time. You know what? I should have picked the bounty for the Ruthless Dead and some. No, the bounty it's over. But there are some reputables for the Ruthless Dead available. I should have picked them to gain some extra reputation and ease a little bit the grinding for when I decide to come back here and do it. But on the other hand, I do want to do these epilogues as fast as I can. Especially this one on the Ringló Vale that involves a lot of running around. So at the same time, I don't want to spend too much time fighting if I can avoid it. So for example, in this place, we most likely will pull a lot of enemies, but we just need to make a straight run for the cave and avoid them. I mean, as long as they don't hit us too hard, we should be fine. For the most part. Drugât wished to speak with you instead of fighting. Alright. Listen to me, man, and hear my story. I no longer wish to be a part of this conflict. My scouts from the east have learned of Nersus' demise. That same fate besieges me if I am to travel further into the coming storm. I followed the Dark Lord so long ago, I am not sure why I chose to follow him again. No good came from it, only death and restlessness for all time. If he had true power over his subjects, he would have freed us from this curse ages ago. I will leave this vale and return to the mountains. First though, I ask a favor of you. When Isildur met with us, I gave him a gift as collateral for our oath of allegiance. Since the oath had been broken, the treasures were never returned. If you find these ancient treasures and return them to me, I shall leave Gondor in peace and command these restless men of Dunharrow to do the same. Drugât wishes to reclaim that which should have been rightfully returned to him by Isildur. And as you see here, we need to find 5 items, which are, if I'm not mistaken, all of them located in Western Gondor. And we'll need to do some running around to retrieve them all. Our first stop is in the Dol Amroth. I think the quest tracker, I mean, will it show you where this is? Yeah, it does. They appear on your map as well. Doesn't take away the fact that you do need to know where you're going, and that even then you can still take some time to complete most of this. but I did a little bit of planning ahead for this, and I hope that way we can save as much time as possible. Even then, I do expect this to take a while. But at the same time, I also plan on completing the 3 epilogues on this episode, no matter how long it takes, so that on the next one we can resume the epic. Because I'm also very excited for that, as you can imagine. So, I'm not sure where exactly this gem would be located inside this place. Luckily, it's not that big, so we just need to check some of these side rooms. Ah, here. Second Age Crown. A treasure given to Isildur from the men of the White Mountains as collateral for their oath. The crown symbolized the oath we took for Isildur. Okay. So now, our next step is the Cave of the Aborim, where Dortanet is located. Where we have also pending the interlude of the Dead Marshes that we are saving for later. But yeah, it's basically the middle ground in between Dol Amroth and Tadrent, which is the next Stable Master location available. So there is not much of a difference riding to those caves from here or from there. So let us go. I'll say I do enjoy the soundtrack here of Belfalas, especially, and Dol Amroth. Brings a lot of memories, as I told you before. A very special moment in my life as well was the time when I started studying my master's degree. So I did feel kind of guilty playing LOTRO when I should have been maybe doing some extra work, but I was so excited of being in Gondor at last that I just couldn't pause my playtime in LOTRO at that time, and it did help a little bit too. I did take some visual inspiration from it. I mean, I was doing a master's degree in creative writing, so I was writing my first novel, and I imagined a fountain on the center of one of my cities, and that was inspired by the fountain there in Dol Amroth. Of course, my fountain didn't have a swan wings or anything like that, and I don't think it's as big as the one from Dol Amroth. But still, when I saw that fountain there so clear in my mind, I was immediately able to recognize where it came from. So I do also thank Western Gondor for what it did for me. So yeah, and this music that we were listening to in Belfalas and in Dol Amroth, it brings it all back. Basically, it's really hard for me not to get nostalgic when I hear it. So that's why I love that music. Now, where is this relic that we are looking for in here? I mean, these caves are not that big, but the path is quite linear, so there is no way to cut through it. Swift Horse? No. We don't need to take the Swift Horse yet. Second Age in God. Ah, okay. What does this ingot represent? Let us see. A very strange place for an item like this. The ingot represented the strength of the men of the mountain. Okay. That I do get, and in a way it does make sense for this ingot to be inside a mountain, just like the men it represents. But what I wonder about is, how did it come to be in the possession of these elves? Was it here in this cave by the time they moved on? And if that's the case, why didn't they throw it away or use it to smell something? Did they know what it represented? I mean, there are so many questions. With this ingot being located in here, at least I have them. I don't know, maybe I'm overlooking something. If that's the case, I mean, if you have an explanation as to why this ingot isn't here, feel free to leave it in the comments, because I would love to hear it. Because it has always struck me as very odd that something like this happens. So yeah, feel free to tell me. Now, our next stop is the town of Dinadap in Lebennin, where we met Fudion. You remember that guy that he fell in love with his brother's wife, and when he couldn't take it anymore, he went kind of suicidal. Well, he was not suicidal, he was just trying to get some extra money to run away, but I mean, could you see it going any other way? He didn't have the fighting prowess necessary to fight brigands, corsairs, or anything like that, so it makes all the sense in the world that he wouldn't survive that. It was still very, very sad seeing him die. I mean, it was a very well crafted story in my opinion, very short, but still really good nonetheless. I did enjoy that one a lot. So that's where we're going next. The relic that we're looking for, I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but it is located in the apothecary of Dinadap. So where we met the healer to tend Fudion's wounds. A very, very quick healer, if you remember. She had some strange teleportation powers. Like, we would talk to her inside one building, and then she would appear on the next one. It was really funny. Having some fun with that. So that's our next step. Once again, there is not a stable master in Dinadap, so we'll need to grab a horse to Calenbell, and from Calenbell ride the rest of the way there. So where's the stable master in Tadren? Here he is.
These are troublesome times indeed.
So there we go. Yeah, we don't need to leave Calenbell through the north exit. Let's see if I remember the way, because I tend to forget my way through the town sometimes, but no, it was really simple, thankfully. Now, there is something else that we have missing here in Lebennin that we could maybe possibly do, and that is Korguen, the Red Warband that is located around this area over here-ish, I believe. If he shows up, I might ride to it and check how strong it is, how many ads does he have, and see if we can maybe get that done, if it wouldn't take us too much time. But being a Red Warband, I kind of expect him to take a lot of time. because one of two things might happen. This might be one of those warbands that are really difficult if you do them on foot, but really easy if you do them on horseback. Easy but time consuming. Or it might be doable on foot, but then it would require some preparation and some emergency skills and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, if it shows on the minimap, I'll go and check it. If I am certain it is there. But if it doesn't, that's okay. I'll come back here later. The amethyst. Okay. What does this represent? The amethyst represented the honor of Don Harrow. Alright, once again, if somebody else of you knows something about it, if there is a particular reason why they chose an amethyst to represent the honor, I would love to hear that explanation. I'm not an expert on rocks or gems by any means, so I mean, this quest so far has been very interesting with these little details tying together the Broken Oath. So every extra thing that I can learn from it, I would welcome very much. So as you can see here, this guy, this girl, sorry, has a lot of ads. Like 10 ads. So yeah, that would either take too much on horseback or seems really harsh to pull off solo on foot. And I would say even on horseback it might not be doable if there are a lot of archers, because if there is something that we cannot handle that well on horseback is ranged attacks. They would dismount us too fast and then we would be dead. So yeah, we're gonna avoid that for the moment. Our next step is the town of Morlad in Blackroot Vale. We will be coming very close to the Stone of Erech, where we first met Nersus, where we first learned of Drugât and the Ruthless Dead. So in a way, everything is coming full circle now. I might give you more of my peace of mind when we complete this and I can see exactly how this ends. But it's coming full circle now. All this issue about the Ruthless Dead, which makes sense because the Faithful Dead, let's say the ones that followed Aragorn to Pelargir, they will be free from their oath when that battle ends, and we're very close to that place. So now that I think of it, I understand why the devs were also finishing the story of the Ruthless Dead at this point as well. I mean, it wouldn't make a lot of sense lore-wise, having the dead supposedly freed from their oath by Aragorn, but some of them still showing up in some areas of Gondor, of even Mordor. I mean, that would go totally on the opposite. That would contradict the lore in so many ways. I mean, I do enjoy the idea of the Ruthless Dead. I think it kind of makes sense for some of them not to follow Aragorn. But there are some limits to that idea. So I hadn't realized that before. That's the reason why the devs are closing this story now. But that's what's happening. So the relic being located in here does make a lot of sense, because this is the town closest to the Stone of Erech where the oath was made. But that makes a lot of sense. It also makes a lot of sense having the the crown in Dol Amroth, which is of course the capital of this area, or at least the most important city around here. Why is there the amethyst in Dinadap? Not so sure. And once again, the very same questions. How did that gem survive thousands of years and still remain within reach of the Stone of Eric? Not sure. Second Age trinket. Okay. The trinket was once a necklace of the King of the Mountain. And yeah, having such a trinket so close to the Stone of Eric, yeah, makes a lot of sense in my book. I do like that. And the last item we need to retrieve is located in the Paths of the Dead. So now, more than ever, this is coming full circle. With the dead, the ruthless dead leaving the Paths of the Dead, and now we're coming back to them. And that will also give us the perfect excuse to complete that deed of the Paths of the Dead exploration that I didn't complete before. I was so certain that we would be sent back to the Paths of the Dead at some point that I didn't spend too much time exploring them when we crossed them. But that was not the case. I was confused. I mistook the Paths of the Dead for Darmathum and that area in Ringló Vale that we did return to, not the Paths of the Dead per se, not until now. So I'm gonna take the chance to hopefully complete that deed really quick. That will give us some extra virtue XP that we can use to cap confidence, and then the rest of it will go towards valor. So that way we will be closer to reaching the cap with our 5 core virtues. Really useful in my book too, so it's also along the way because as far as I know, this Second Age rune is gonna be located very close to at least one of these locations that we still have not discovered, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Here the Paths of the Dead where we face the Nazgul too, you remember that? Alright, I didn't remember. Yeah, we can ride the steed inside these paths. Really nice detail, of course, and really helpful too if you're trying to cross this as fast as you can. But since I'm not exactly sure where I need to go, I think it would be better if I go on foot. Okay. No, it's not where we need to go. As far as I know, all 3 locations that we're missing are around this area that we didn't get to explore. We did come to here to rescue the child, Elfhelm's grandson. God, what was his name again? But anyway, we came here to rescue him. But that was an instance even then. And then we didn't... we didn't get the chance to explore this location in full. Let us try and fight these guys really quick. One of this gotta be it. Please. One of this gotta be it. Not this one. Oh, please. I'm certain these locations are somewhere around here. Ah, you know what? Now that I come to think of it, we are supposed to come back to the paths of the dead. Yeah, I was right. It's just that that is something that we didn't do. And that is the reputation farm for the Dolamrod Masons, I think it was. But yeah, they would send you, some of them would send you back to the paths of the dead. Oh, Christ. Small little detail. But yeah, I was right, and we have completed Oathbreaker's Lair of West Gondor. Advanced. Where do we need to go? Please. So we got 5 LOTRO points. Not too much else. At least this big construction here should be one of those that we need. Maybe adorned chest. Cool. Are we gonna get... If we get a shard, that would be really nice. Otherwise, it would be just... Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Some extra parchments. The Shadow Watch. Okay. That's one. What do you mean I have not triggered that location for the deed? Do I need to step a little bit? What? Yeah, discover the Shadow Watch. Thank you. Let us try and look for the other ones. Oh no, wrong place. Oh jeez. That might be too much. Okay, now we're doing a little bit better now. Should be it. So I would expect coming up through these stairs, Kirbrass, yeah. Now we just gotta move a little bit further into the area to trigger the location. Trigger the discovery, but which one it is exactly? I mean, it's not doing it. It's like... This one? No. Oh, come on. Discovered Kirbrass. Oh, thank you very much. Oh jeez. Once again, a lot of Oathbreakers here. No. Yeah, thank you. Is this it? No. This one? No. Okay, I see now. Alright, alright. Seems to be this kind of lake? Seems to be a lake. From the looks of it, so... Seems to be the other landmark. I have not discovered that should be it. And if we're right, that means... Ah, yeah, this is... Oh, okay, I see it. So you remember when the Ruthless Dead declared their intentions? This is where they became the Ruthless Dead and swore allegiance to Sauron. Land is good. Awesome. Paths of the Death Walker. And you see confidence level 50. And Valor has gained some extra XP too. So we're gonna switch to Valor now. That's great. We have completed a Oathbreaker's Lair of West Gondor, some points on the reputation, and the Paths of the Dead. So let us check this title. You have explored the Paths of the Dead in great detail. Yeah, it was not that hard. Or at least not that long. So we have unlocked a new deed, and that is... Oathbreaker's Lair, yeah. Sorry, my bad. My god, we're only missing the treasure caches. And we should have 10 LOTRO points. Well, 5 from that date and 5 from the previous one, so 10 in total. Second Age Rune. The rune told us the history of Dunharrow. So now we need to come back to Drugât. Let us grab our milestone once again and do the ride back to the cave. I do expect this one to be the longest one. Hopefully, the epilogues in the Dorenernil and Lebennin will not be as long. The idea is still the same, completing all 3 epilogues this episode. No matter how long it takes, but if we're able to complete this within our 1 hour standard, then that would be great. If not, well, then that'd be okay. Oh, they didn't even dismount us. That's great. Ah, These objects hold much history to the men of Dunharrow. It has been such a long time. You have held your word, and for once I will uphold mine. I leave you now and hope to never see you or any living creature again. Drugât leaves you in hopes of one day to finally be at rest. Farewell! There he goes. Men, we leave this place and return to the mountain. And we have unlocked the deed, as you can see, Vanguard of Central Gondor. So we need to complete these 3 epilogues. We'll get some LOTRO points as symbol, a first H symbol. So once again, as of the time of recording this, the long rumored LI revamp has not yet dropped. Doesn't seem to be far away though, but for the time being, we still have first H symbols. And that's what we will get when we complete this deed. Now let us ride to Ethrink, back to Ethrink really quick. And from there we'll take the horse to Linhir for the epilogue in Dor and Ernil. Okay, Stable Master. Take me to Linhir really quick, please. So this epilogue will begin with Erchar, I believe it is. Might be Herion, but well, they're brothers, so that's basically the same. They are located right over here. Should be Erchar. I think he's the oldest.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
The days have been long since Garvir's passing, but I comfort myself in knowing that his sacrifice and the deeds of the River Maiden have saved so many lives. Garvir is gone, and I cannot change that. But the Maiden of the Gilrain still dwells in these lands. Tankestel's ramblings have made me wary of seeking her myself, but she knows well of you and would listen to your words. If you would travel to her glade and offer her my truest thanks, I shall be most grateful. So we're not that far from a Roamingstar's glade, thankfully. I hope this one to be really quick. Because at least now, the other 2 epilogues in Central Gondor do happen in Central Gondor. You don't need to go to other areas to complete them. So that at least will make them a tad faster, I hope. And here we have Roamingstar. Oh, jeez. So, Roamingstar, good to see you once again. Met some of your sisters, and hopefully I will get to meet the other ones as well. Beriathan, it is good to see you once more. You come bringing the thanks of a man of Thorin Ernil? It is most appreciated, though strange for one not of Lebennin. Since you left to return to the cities of man, a very curious thing has happened. You see, a wounded, honorable man was cast into my waters and left to die. I pulled him from the river and healed his wounds, but he has left here ever since. He has been through a great deal and still requires more rest, but perhaps you know who he is? He is resting along the banks nearby. Let us look for this man then. Ah, I think I see him. Yeah! There you see it! Garvir! He survived after all. You have discovered Garvir, alive and resting on the banks of the Gilrain. And I'm so glad to see he survived. Not on his own. Roamingstar once again helped the people of Gondor. So yeah, we gotta thank her for what she did. You do know him then? Indeed, these are very peculiar times. I shall rouse him from his sleep and carry him safely back to his brothers. He is fortunate to have one as caring as you in his life, Beriathan. Return to them and tell them of what has happened. With pleasure, Roamingstar. I think I will be leaving the waters of the Gilrain for good now. I don't know if we will ever meet again, but it was really nice meeting you. Thank you once again for all your help. And I do hope that your waters stay clean and pure for many years to come. Back to Linhir it is. And yeah, we're pulling every single thing on our path, but I don't mind too much. We'll lose them by the time we reach Linhir, so. They are insistent, I'll give them that, but they're also not worth my time right now. They're not my style either, but I do see the appeal for some people.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
He's alive? I cannot believe it. Erchar is overcome with emotion and begins weeping. Herion, our brother lives yet. Before he can finish telling Erchar, Garvir walks into Linhir, smiling widely.
Well met.
My brothers, how I have missed you. All went dark when I fell into the Gilrain, but then I awoke under the trees, and all my wounds and pain had gone. Garvir rushes towards Herion and Erchar, embracing them. And thank you, Beriathan, for reuniting me with my brothers. There is no greater gift you could have given me, my dear friend. Awesome. So really good to see you three back together. You do deserve this after all you've been through, especially for Garvir here. But let me tell you, Erchar and Herion had a lot of regret, a lot of remorse too, so I'm glad to see you three reunited at last. And with this second epilogue out of the way, we just need to go to Ostanglevet for the last epilogue of the bunch. Let us grab the horse in gear.
How may I help you, friend?
You see, this one was really short. So it compensates the extra time we spent doing the deed and all that running around West Gondor. Both of them are still very satisfactory closings to their respective stories. So length doesn't equal quality, of course. Not always.
Corsairs, strange armies, now darkened skies.
Oh, it seems I'm not in the right place. Where is the epilogue then? If it's not here in Untitled, then where is it? Ah no, it's supposed to be in Untitled here with Nimithil, but I had forgotten. I ended last episode unsure of what to do, so that's why I hadn't used my reputation items yet. Now, however, we can use them. We just need about 2,000 of these. So that means using about 10 of this. Let us go with 9. Yeah, completed friend to Lebennin. That was it. Perfect. Perfect indeed. So, Central Gondor bone carvings. Okay, so we got the deed. Here completed. A friend to Lebennin, which the corresponding title. Now we have the title ally to Lebennin. Nothing too major. Some extra items in here. Okay, now we should have the epilogue. Yeah.
Corsairs, strange armies, now darkened skies.
Ever since your return from Hatakaber with the brothers of Linhir, rumors have cropped up throughout Lebennin about the one they call Jajax. It is said that he himself set fire to the Corsair fleet on the shores, cut an ear from one of the ears, and then vanished along with his brother into the trees of Lebennin. Where now has he gone? Does he still remain in our lands? Or does he sail on towards future heroics? Search near the camp on the shore for him, and then search the coast if you do not find him. I wonder where his plans shall take him next. And I wonder about that too. So we, of course, gonna look for him, really curious to see what Jajax is up to. Now keep in mind, these epilogues make it seem like a lot of time has passed from when you finished the respective quest lines to when you do the epilogues. And it makes sense from a gameplay perspective because back in the day reaching Kindred with these 3 factions took a long time. But it doesn't make that much sense lore-wise considering all this is happening technically within the same day. So, or the same couple of days at best. Some of the consequences of dealing with such an important part of the story, like Chris Pearson mentioned in a conversation with a Tolkien professor. I mean, they spent like 2 or 3 years telling just what happened in the span of 36 hours. And that began with this update of Central Gondor. So yeah, this all happened within the same day. All that you see about the Dauntless Day technically happens within the same day. And when you stop to think about it, that's huge. Because that's update 15, 16, 17 and half of update 18. That's a whole lot. You have found no sign of the 2 brothers and should search further west along the shore? Yeah. So as I was saying, that's a whole lot to happen in just one day. Going from Dol Amroth to Minas Tirith. That is a lot indeed. Who else is attacking me? Another of these freaking rats? Come on. Alright, so you can see there the boat on the shore. Not too big, it's perfect for just a couple people. So I think this is where we will find Jajax and Daxamat. Jax and Dax has a nice ring to it. Yeah, here they are. You discover Jajax and Daxamat repairing a boat. So what are your plans exactly, guys? With your boat? Looks kinda intriguing.
This is intolerable.
Ha! I had a feeling I couldn't sail away before you tracked me down one last time. Or maybe I was waiting for you, who can tell? Dax and I were just about to set sail, but would you do me the honor of sharing one of these fine bottles of wine with us? Let us not speak of where I found this basket, eh? Alright, I'm gonna let that pass just this time, Jajax. Because this is the last drink we're gonna have, it seems.
Why are you bothering me?
The Scourge certainly kept the best stock for himself. Oh well, he won't be needing it anymore. Listen here, Beriathan, Dax and I need to go now. I don't know where we're heading, but it certainly isn't here. I've had enough of Gondor. I miss my home in Umbar, and besides, there are plenty of other places for me to sail. I shall always remember the times we had, and I shall try to remember the drinks we shared. I suppose this is where our paths split, my adventurous friend. Go on, Beriathan, you have your honor and I have my mischief. This is not the sort of life for you. Did you feel that? I think a drop of rain just fell on my face. Well, I did enjoy our time together as well, Jajax. You showed me, well, we don't share the same ideas of honor, but there is honor among the Corsairs. If only all of them were like you and Daxamat. So yeah, you were a really nice friend. My best wishes for you on your travels, and hopefully we'll meet again someday. For now, our own journey continues, so we'll need to go back to Nimithil in Ostanklevet and let her know what we found about Jajax. So you see these two epilogues in the Dorin Ernil and Lebennin were really short. In a way, it's good that the epilogue of the Ringló Vale took so long, because that way we had just enough time for doing the 3 epilogues in one episode.
What has become of our lords in the east, I wonder?
What a peculiar man that Jajax is, Beriathan. I doubt we shall ever know a courser like him again. You have shown us all that one day there might be peace between our peoples, and that some friendship runs deeper than blood. So we have completed the epilogue and the deed Vanguard of Central Gondor. So we got the title Vanguard of Central Gondor, Valor is now level 48, and some extra items. Here. Awesome. Let us check the title. You have aided the people of Central Gondor a whole lot and enjoyed my time as well. And we got the first H symbol. Back in the day, this was, I think, the most reliable way of getting this symbol as a solo player. If you were running epic battles and some other instances, you might have a bigger chance of getting one, and chances are you already had. At the time, for myself, I was just a solo player. My first son was newly born, so I didn't have a lot of time to play. I did manage to make my time for playing, but that meant I couldn't consistently find people to play with. So that's why I did most of my time here in Central Gondor as a solo player, and I was very thankful of finally being able to get a first H item. It was the very first H item I got, I believe. I don't remember having a first H during the Mirkwood, Isengard, Rohan, Helm's Deep days. No, I don't think I did. So I remember very fondly this did as well, and the stories were very good too. Now, seeing the end of the Ruthless Dead, maybe not the end, but at least the end on the story. They will, it seems, live forever on the mountains, unless Aragorn does something about it and they accept it as Isildur's heir, something that they didn't do before. We also had the closing in Thorin Ernil, very glad to see Garvir survived and the three brothers are back together. And also, of course, the farewell we bid to Jajax, one of our best friends in Gondor so far. So all these three storylines had very fitting endings, very well written as well, and very satisfying. And that was it for the epilogues of Central Gondor. Basically, I hope you enjoyed, because next time we are gonna finally find Thorongil next to Pelargir and continue our epic journey. For the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.